Hello everyone, welcome to the World Tapping Circle. I'm your host, Sophia, and I am so glad to be here with you. Today's tap is going to be a unique one that I think you're going to use again and again. I know I always say that, but I think all of these can be used over and over, and they each do something really specific. And this one is called Purely Positive. We're going to do something that maybe I know that we haven't done before, which is we're going to pump our nervous system full of gratitude for all the things that are working in our lives. And what this does is it expands your pleasure threshold. It expands your miracle tolerance. It helps you grow neural networks to be able to receive more of the good stuff, to recognize the good stuff, to feel nourished by the good stuff, to seek out more of that same vibration, to magnetize it, and to grow it, right? So a lot of times in here, we're weeding the garden, right? And making room and planting seeds. But this time we're going to kind of flip it and say, you know what? There's a lot of good stuff already growing. And we're going to nourish it. We're going to shine warmth on it. We're going to give it love. We're going to give it moisture. And we're going to blossom it out so that you can notice how much you've accomplished. And rest for a minute here, looking back at all the things that you've gone through and all the things that you've done, instead of looking at like all the things that were painful, like looking at all the wins you've had, the little successes. Okay? So that's where we're headed today in Circle. If you're live with us, chime in here on the chat and let me know where you're logging in from. And let's see, I want to get my chat up here. There we go. Hi, Catherine in Durango says, missing you all. Val in Austin. Kova here in Austin. Marcy in Anaheim, California. Katie in Brooklyn. Maureen in Georgia. Carl says, we're watching it and tapping it together. Will is here too. And Will is our tapping friend from Japan. Josephine in Venice, California. Tara in Chicago. Mora is in California. Barbara in Bluff City, Kansas, I think. Really happy that you're all here. This is a beautiful time to reflect on what we're grateful for. You know, and that attitude of gratitude, again, grows this garden, allows us to actually allow ourselves to be happy, to stop trying to fix and correct, but just to breathe and be like, yes, I'm doing it. Yes, I can relax. Yes, and I promise you, you're not going to lose your motivation to continue to refine and evolve. But sometimes it's really good just to slow down and appreciate and track our progress. Okay? So we're going to skip the core causes questions today. Sorry, you guys, that's my cat scratching. Can you hear that? Hey, don't scratch the furniture. I think last time I saw her little tail going across, she was testing her boundaries about what she can do while we're in Circle. All right, so dropping in. And if you have a piece of paper, this might be a good moment to just grab a piece of paper and make a list for a couple of minutes of all the things that you're grateful for that have happened in your life, but all the things in particular in this last year that are wins. And they can be really small, like I've been washing my own laundry and I folded my socks. They can be really small, like I cleaned out the fridge last week. They can be really small, like, you know, I organized my silverware drawer. It doesn't have to be massive, and sometimes it can be massive. And I'll be giving you some prompts along the way. So grab something to write on, and let's make a list in no particular order of all the things that you're grateful for, because when it comes time to fill in the blank, you're going to look down at that list and you're going to grab one of those things and you're going to plug it right on in. Okay? So I'll give you a second to grab your pen and paper, and then just beginning to make that list of all the things you're grateful for in your life and all the things you're grateful for having survived or having figured out or having upgraded in this last year. I'm just going to sit here and hold space and look at you lovingly while you write all these things down. What are you thankful for? Who are you thankful to? Maybe there's some people on that list that you're like, yeah, that new friend, that relationship, that person who either exited my life I'm super grateful for, or entered my life, or continues to be in my life, or maybe it's somebody whose book you read or class that you went to. Continuing to jot these things down, just a couple more minutes. Okay. Beautiful. So now we're going to begin to tap, and we're going to be popping some of these things in. Okay? Are you ready to go into the matrix? Change reality, make more room for joy, pleasure, happiness, expanding your miracle tolerance, expanding your ability to sift for goodness, to bring that into your life, magnetizing it, because whatever we focus on, we're going to get more of, right? So we're going to heal that part of us that's always looking for flaws and where we need to fix things. And we're going to start bringing in, here's what's right, yes, more, and thank you. Yes, more, and thank you. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Finding the collarbones, dropping down to the front of the chest, giving yourself a deep breath. Tuning in to the first thing that you wrote on your list. Repeating after me. I'm allowing myself to feel grateful for, and then say whatever that is. Tapping the eyebrows. I'm allowing myself to feel grateful for, and then say that same thing again. Tapping the temples and breathing. Even though it feels strange, maybe, to let myself feel really grateful for this. Tapping the cheeks. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping into the nose. It feels strange to let myself truly appreciate this. Tapping under the lips. So just notice. Do you like to just kind of whisk over it? It's like yummy food. It's just like, that's really nice. What if we slowed down to actually savor these good things on your list? Tapping the chest. There's a part of me that wants to rush through what's working well, because I'm used to trying to fix what's not working well. Big deep breath. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the ribs, and I give myself permission to slow down and take inventory of what is working, what is growing, what is improving. Big deep breath. Tapping the inside of the wrist. I'm grateful for, and then say that first thing on the list again. And now really let yourself slow down and feel it. What about that matters to you? You're grateful for it. Why? Because why? What are 3 reasons that you're grateful for this? Say them out loud. Reason number 1, first thought. I'm grateful for this because. Big deep breath, tapping your thumb. And tapping the index finger. Reason number 2 that you're grateful for that first thing on your list is what? Big deep breath. Tapping the middle finger. Third reason that you're grateful for the first thing on your list. What else do you get? Because this is happening for you. Tapping the bottom of the 4th finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the little finger. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the hand. I give myself the possibility of unpacking all this appreciation that I've overlooked and minimized. Tapping the top of the head. I'm training my brain to look for what is working, to call that more into my life. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. So this is going to be really helpful for those of you who have a strong inner critic, a strong critic that judges, right? Tap the eyebrows. All of those who are perfectionists, tapping the temples. I give myself permission to slow down, tap the cheeks, and to let myself humbly feel how immensely grateful I actually am. Tapping under the nose. Big deep breath. And tapping under the lips. Notice if that feels a little confronting. If it feels scary on any level, if there's any contraction. Tapping the chest. Even if there's a part of me that's hesitating to feel all of this gratitude. Because what's your first excuse? Why would you slow yourself down from just feeling so good about these things? What's that excuse? Because, tap the front of the ribs, I'm afraid if I let myself feel it, what do you think will happen? You think it'll be overwhelming? Do you think it'll make you feel unworthy? Tapping the side of the ribs. Do you think you're so used to minimizing it that it'll feel kind of silly or cheesy? To let yourself be humbled by these simple things or these powerful things or these important things, relationships, people. Tap the inside of the wrist. Even abilities, right? You might put the ability to feel good in your body or to, be able to digest food. Tapping the side of the thumb and breathing. Tapping the index finger. What's the second thing on your list? Say it out loud. The second thing on my list is what? Tapping the middle finger. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. Even though there's a part of me that's dismissed or minimized the importance of, and then say that second thing. Tapping the little finger. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the hand. I give myself permission to really enjoy the power that having, and then say that second thing, brings me. See if it brings you a power, a certain kind of power. Maybe it's a power of feeling more secure, or a power of being more at ease. Tapping the top of the head and breathing. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the eyebrows. Allowing myself to unpack how much I appreciate. Tapping the cheeks. Tuning in again to that feeling of appreciation for thing number 2. So, 3 reasons that thing number 2 matters to you. What does having this working for you bring you? Tapping under your lips and breathing. Blurt it out. 3 reasons. Tapping the chest, keep talking. And breathing. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the side of the ribs. And I give myself the possibility of deeply feeling this appreciation. Even if it triggers me a little bit. Tap the inside of the wrist. See if it triggers you. Maybe it makes you feel emotional. Maybe it, again, brings up feelings of self-worth. Am I really worthy of letting myself feel how much this matters to me? Tapping the side of the thumb. Maybe there's a fear that it'll get taken away if I let myself feel thankful. Tapping the index finger and breathe. Tapping the middle finger. I'm releasing any fear around letting myself feel grateful for this. And then say what thing number 2 is. Tapping the bottom of the 4th finger. Releasing any fear about feeling appreciation all the way down to my bones for everything on my list, no matter how big or how small. And breathe. Tap the little finger. I am grateful for. And then look at your list and see if there are any people on that list. Who are you grateful for? And if you're not on that list, put yourself on that list. I'm grateful for myself, so I can have an experience of being alive. Tap the side of the hand. I'm also grateful for who? Tapping the top of the head, saying that list of names. And let's take 30 seconds for each person. So tapping the top of the head, who's the first person on your list? And if you've already done that with thing 1 and thing 2, go to your 3rd person on the list. Just feeling how much you love them, like them, feel supported by them. What it does to have this person's energy, love, time, kindness in your life. Tapping the front of the cheeks. I'm allowing myself to let this love in, this love that I feel for them. Tapping it under the nose. Moving to the next person on your list. Tuning into the reasons that this person made your list of things that you're grateful for, people that you appreciate. Why are they there? What do they bring? And breathe. Tapping the front of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to feel this deep appreciation, care, respect, maybe even love for this person in my life. And what they bring to me. Tap the side of the ribs. Move to the next person on your list. What does this person bring to you? What do they teach you or allow you to feel? Tapping the inside of the wrist. Say it out loud. Tapping the side of the thumb. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tap the index finger. Even if I've held back this gratitude and appreciation, even just a little bit. Tap the middle finger and ask yourself, have you said to these people, somehow messaged them that it matters to you and exactly how they contribute to your life and why they are special and why they made your list. Right? One of the biggest mistakes we can make is assuming that they already know because you've told them before. Well, every one of us needs to be nourished and reminded again and again why we matter, what's beautiful about us, what's unique about us, why we're special, why we're important. We need to be fueled with those words of love and appreciation the same way that we need to hear ourselves speak to ourselves that way. Tap your little finger. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the hand. And if there's any part of you that's withheld or just expected your brother to know, your sister to know, your mom, your dad, your friends, that they already know. They do know, but it's so nice to be reminded and exquisite when you can just nail it with, this is how I see you showing up for me. This is why my life is better with you in it. Right? When you water those relationships, it's like rain to a flower. It just gives off more color and perfume. Tapping the top of the head, big deep breath. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. And this is true for our relationship to ourselves as well, right? If all we're hearing is the picky inner critic voice, it's going to be very hard to have self-love growing, right? So we want to keep practicing this with ourselves. So just for fun, let's all put ourselves on that list of people in our lives, right? Because we wouldn't have a life without ourselves. What are you grateful to yourself for? We're going to do 3 minutes on this, so get ready. Tapping into the nose. I'm grateful to myself for first thought. Tapping into the lips. And what else? I'm grateful to myself for, and say the sentence out loud. Breathing in that gratitude. I'm acknowledging myself for what? What is it that you are yearning to be acknowledged for? That you would so much like someone to really get about you? And I want you just to say it right now. I am acknowledging you for what? To yourself. I am acknowledging myself for continuing to show up. Growing my capacity to feel compassion, to be present, to be loving. Tapping the front of the ribs. Tapping the side of the ribs. What else are you grateful to yourself for? Tapping the inside of the wrist. I love and accept myself. Tap the side of the thumb and let yourself really feel that. Can you feel how this is deepening the I love and accept myself statement? This is what we're loving and accepting ourselves for. Tap the index finger. Even though I'm still a work in progress. Tapping the middle finger. I do love and accept myself for. And then what are 3 things you are choosing to love and accept yourself for today? Being strong, being sensitive, being open, bringing yourself to task again and again and again and again. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. I give myself the possibility of allowing myself to receive this gratitude. So allow yourself to receive it the same way that you feel hungry for it. If you had the person that matters the most to you in your life telling you these things, how would you feel to suddenly be like, oh, I suddenly feel so recognized, so seen, so appreciated by my father, my mother, my ex, my child, my grandparents, my culture. And let yourself feel what it feels like to be seen, specifically appreciated for this. Say it out loud. I appreciate you, talking to yourself. I appreciate myself for what? Say the thing you're most hungry to hear, even if it feels so uncomfortable. Tapping the top of the head and breathe. Tapping the sides of the head and the back of the head. Tapping the eyebrows. I'm open to loving and accepting myself. Tapping the temples. I'm giving myself the ability to love myself. Tap the cheeks. To respect how far I've come. Tapping under the nose. To acknowledge myself for what? 3 things. What are you going to acknowledge yourself for? Maybe they're the same 3 things. You're still just letting it penetrate. Maybe it's 3 other things. Tapping the chest, big deep breath. Tapping the front of the ribs. I give myself permission to receive this. Breathe it in again. Let it rain down upon you and penetrate your bones. Let it go into your ears. Let yourself hear yourself say, I love you. I respect that you're still here after all of it. That you're continuing to show up. Do your work. Humble down. And power up. Tapping the inside of the wrist. Big deep breath. Beautiful work. Tapping the side of the thumb. I give myself permission to feel good about myself. Tap the index finger. Actually, just put one hand on your chest and tap your forehead. Okay, tapping above your eye. And feel this heart. Feel this heart that's beating under your hand as you tap. This heart that has been with you beating since you were in the womb. Since you were a tiny little speck in the womb, the heart is one of the first things to develop. This heart that's been with you through every choice you've made, every breath you've taken. This heart that has been with you, witnessing every moment of your life, every conversation, every argument, every dark night of the soul. Tapping down to the chest. This heart has been beating valiantly. And tapping down to the front of the ribs. It's been with you every night. Feeling all of it. Pumping your blood. It's been through every relationship. Every drug you've ever taken. Every party you ever went to. It's felt the loss of people who've died, the people who've left. It's felt the thrill of being open to new relationships, new opportunities. And just tapping the top of your head. Thank you, heart, for continuing to beat and keep me alive, recording every moment of my life. And tap the eyebrow. Thank you, heart. It's safe for you to relax, to be acknowledged for everything you've done for me. You've given me life. Just tapping the chest with both hands. Big deep breath. I'm allowing myself to be filled with awe and respect for all these things on my list. Look at your list. Read it out loud. Tapping down to the front of the ribs. Keep reading. If you've already read it out loud, read it again. I am grateful for what? Slowly letting yourself feel each one. We're going to really take our time with this. Keep talking, tapping the side of the ribs. And tapping the inside of the wrist. Keep talking. Big deep breath. Tapping the side of the thumb. Look at how far I've come. Maybe you've thought about some more things that you've accomplished, like, maybe you're taking a little bit better care of your mind these days because you're coming to circle all the time and you're being like, yeah, this is a mainstay, part of my mental health, self-care. Maybe you're exercising a bit more. Maybe you're choosing to stay more hydrated. Maybe you're being more mindful about what you put in your body. Tap the middle finger. Maybe you have some better boundaries where you're able to communicate your needs and able to make decisions that are taking better care of you, your yeses and your no. Tapping the bottom of the fourth finger. It's okay for me to feel proud of myself. Just tuning in and notice if there's any hesitancy to let yourself feel proud of who you are and how far you've come. Your whole life has accumulated to this very moment in time. Tapping the little finger. And I have what? Look at your list again. What do you have in your life? I have gratitude for my body, these people, more gratitude and self-respect, respect for myself. Tapping the top of the head. I give myself credit for what? What are some of your accomplishments? Things that you've done in your life and things that you've done recently, big or small. Let's name 10 of them. It could be as simple as like, I'm better at brushing my teeth. It could be something big. Keep naming them. Respecting yourself for what? Tapping under the nose and breathing. Tapping under the lips. Even though there's a part of me that wants to notice where I could improve, tapping the chest, I'm allowing myself to rest for now in these fine accomplishments. Tap the front of the ribs to see what I've been able to create before I try to create anything else. So again, notice how far you've come in the last 12 months. Given all that has happened, what you've chosen again and again to refocus, to stand back up, to open back up no matter how painful, to bring yourself forward emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, psychologically, tapping the side of the thumb and breathing. Tapping the index finger. I'm allowing myself to feel proud of who I am, even if there's a part of me that wants to say, you could do better, you're not there yet, don't get big-headed. Tap the middle finger. It's okay for me to acknowledge the good stuff. Tap the bottom of the fourth finger. All this good stuff in my life. Tap the little finger. Some of it that's been given to me by grace. So look at your list. What is stuff that's just like, yeah, this was luck. This was grace. This was just the universe doing something nice for me. And so just acknowledge there's some grace in your life, right? I mean, it might be grace that we're in this tapping circle together. It's definitely grace for me that you're here. Just letting yourself feel blessed. There's some grace here. I allow myself to receive miracles and blessings, more and more grace, ease and flow, even if I didn't work for it, even if part of me says I have to work hard for everything. Tap the eyebrows. I'm choosing to allow myself to be graced. Tap the temples. To be given to receive for no reason, just to receive. What are you willing to receive right now? More love? More quality time? Exquisite attention? Allowing myself to receive pleasure? Allowing myself to receive more opportunities to work, to serve, to make money. Tapping the chest, allowing myself to receive invitations, allowing myself to receive. What are you bringing in? Even if you already have some. Without a feeling of greed, but just a feeling of like, oh, okay, fine. I would like to have a little more rest, flow, peace, touch, joy. Tap the front of the ribs. Say that again. What is it that you're creating for yourself? Rest, flow, peace, joy. What else? Tapping the side of the ribs. I'm allowing myself to have more fun, more creativity. What else? Tapping the inside of the wrist. What's on your list that you have that you're so grateful for, and it would be so yummy to have even more? Friendship, time off, time in nature, movement, time with animals, time with children, time in meditation. Tap the side of the thumb. I give myself permission to receive fully everything that's on my list and have even more. So read your list again. I am receiving. And then say what you're receiving. You're receiving these people, this prosperity, connection with these places and these events. Allowing myself to receive and enjoy. What's it like to really let yourself enjoy? That is the ultimate form of appreciation, right? Not just like, oh, thank you for this food, but watching someone enjoy that food is like, now I feel like you're appreciating it. So let yourself look at that list again with the feeling of enjoyment. I'm enjoying, and then read that list again. Travel, play, friendship, prosperity, good health, purpose, connection, rest, communion with the beloved, whatever that means to you. Feeling enriched by all of this. Tapping the top of the head, breathing with enjoyment. Everything on that list. And saying, yes, please, and thank you. Yes, please, and thank you. Tapping the eyebrows. I am grateful to my ancestors. Tapping the temples for giving me life. Okay. Whatever they did or didn't do, the one thing they for sure did is they got you here. Somebody kept a baby alive for so long that it was able to grow up and make another baby, make another baby, make another baby, make another baby, and then you got here. And that's all the babies back to the beginning of time. So, whatever your ancestors were, one thing they were was hearty and strong enough to keep somebody alive to get you here. So thank you, ancestors, for my life. Just sending love and respect for that. To the people who kept the children alive. However they did it, it was enough to get you here. So thank you for giving me my life. Tapping the front of the ribs. Thank you to this earth for holding me with your gravity, giving me vertical up and down, giving me air, giving me water, giving me minerals that turn into plants, that turn into food. And keep tapping with me, tapping the side of the ribs. Thank you, Earth. tapping the chest. Thank you, creation, for this moment in time that I am alive and present for. Thank you for the field of love that connects us all together. My heart to your hearts to all the hearts that know you and care about you. Thank you for this life. So just tapping all over the body, integrating this deep, purely positive love bath of praise, love, and gratitude that you've just given yourself. And just notice how you're feeling. I feel wonderful. I'd love to hear from you in the chat and see how this tap affected you. And I am going to put this tap out on YouTube. Every so often I put one of our circles out there, hoping more and more people will tap and use it. And actually I've met people who are just like, "You've changed my life on YouTube." I was like, "What?" That's great. Brought me to tears. So yay for YouTube. And if you are watching this on YouTube, come join the circle. Come do this live. It's really inexpensive and it's really fun and it's very, very useful. And I have so much gratitude for the divine guidance to create this, for my own willingness to show up and do what it takes to bring this forward. I have gratitude for you for using it, because if it's not being used, it's not useful to me, right? And so it's so exciting to see that inspiration actually turned into action, turned into somebody's life changing. It's very yummy for me. And having said that, we keep our prices super low. It's like $5 a week to come. And you have all you can tap. There's 400 or 500 videos by now, 8 years of broadcasting in our video library. You can literally tap as much as you want every day, anytime. 24 hours a day, there are people tapping with us all over the world. If you care to donate because this tap or another tap just really moved the needle for you, moved you forward, we do have a donation, worldtappingcircle.com/donations. That helps us keep the love flowing. So thank you for all those who donate regularly and those who are newly donating to us each month. That link is there in the chat. And as usual, I'm going to leave you with a delicious song. First, I'm going to read a few of your comments, and then I'm going to send you off with a new song I just learned this week. I've been singing it, and some of you here in Austin will have heard me singing this song this last week. I joined a gospel choir, Songs of Praise. So this is one of those songs. I'll turn you on to it here in a minute. Kova says, "I just got hired." So that is a great thing to be grateful for. Compassion is grateful for the power of feeling unflappable. Carl says, "Sonia's help is the second thing." Aw, thank you so much. That means so much to me, Carl. Reva says, "It's safe to be as smart as I am. I do not need to be ashamed of being confident and smart. I do not need to be scared of being confident." Hey, hey, that's true. Kova says, "Thank God for my life." And Raquelia says, "Thank you immensely, Sonya and team. This was phenomenal." Thank you. Compassion says, "This was so exactly what I needed. Thank you." Val says, "Feeling spacious." Marian says, "That was great and felt amazing." Ekete says, "Love you." Thank you. Ezra says, "Thank you, Sonya. Right now, my body feels very happy and calm and tingly and at peace." Catherine says, "Thank you, Sonya, for sharing your beautiful magic. I am grateful for your training and how it continues to bless my life. I am in deep gratitude to you. Oh, yay, Catherine. Tara says, I was nervous at the beginning of this tap, and it came face to face with my perfectionism many times, but now I'm feeling quiet, grounded, and peaceful. I can feel gratitude for even the simple things, especially for the opportunity to be part of this incredible community and continuing to grow each day. Aw, sweeties. Thank you. Thank you, Tara. Natalia says, thank you for that. I really needed a gratitude check-in. This was so positive. I'm an artist, but I have so much shame around needing acknowledgement and attention. Thank you for helping me soften a little. Needing love is not a crime, right? I'm an artist too, Natalia. A healing artist, a visual artist. And us artists love to be appreciated. That's what the art is for, right? It's not, hey, look at me. It's more like, I'm a cook. Taste my food. I want it to nourish you. I'm an artist. Look at what I've created. I want to nourish you with it, right? So when I'm craving a certain kind of acknowledgement that nobody's giving me, I often stop and ask myself, what is it that I actually want to be appreciated for? And I stop, drop, and tap, and I give it to myself in like the exact way that I'm really secretly longing to hear it. And I notice that even if it's been around me, I probably couldn't hear it because I'm so squeezed up around it. And as I give it to myself and make myself really feel it, I open up, and then I notice it's actually coming to me. I just wasn't hearing it, or I can feel it more, even if it's communicated non-verbally, and I can continue to give it to myself, which again magnetizes, like attracts like, more and more people to acknowledge. So keep making that cup bigger. The bigger your cup, the more it can fill, the more it can overflow and feed those around you. Amity says, so perfect, thank you. It fits so well with what was happening. Paola says, thank you, I feel so much love. Joyce says, I'm grateful to be alive and grateful for love. I am grateful for you. Aw. All right. I'll read just a couple more, and then I'm going to turn you on to this fabulous song. It is totally worth sticking around for, so hang on. Gregory says, great, this week has had a lot of gratitude and Thanksgiving. First, we all had to type what we were grateful for on Facebook. Then there was a sermon. I'm just going to summarize this. It's long. A good plan to share this on YouTube because I like to share those videos with friends and random strangers. Wonderful. Ah, wonderful. Barbara says, wow, tears all over the place. I know how grateful I am, but this has helped me to be grateful for myself. Isn't that interesting? That we can feel so much love and gratitude for everyone else and so little for ourselves sometimes. Well, what does that mean? It means that if I have a tiny little cup and someone tries to give me love, most of it is missed. It just pours out and runs onto the floor. I can't even stay in my body to like receive it, much less like how nourishing is that little cup gonna be. So learning to appreciate myself even for the little things. And sometimes I'll just say to myself, good job, self. You did that. Just the smallest things, the same way you would acknowledge a child that is learning to do things. Because just because our body's mature doesn't mean the rest of us is up to date. So we're often finding those pieces that are still waiting to be acknowledged and bringing them forward into present time. All right, sweethearts, this was a long one. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I welcome you back to Circle. I welcome you to use that video library. You do not have to wait for once a week. Use this every day. This is such a major part of getting your life right. And I'm going to leave you with this fabulous song by the Make Peace Brothers called Thank You. I love you. I'll see you in Circle. All right, now play that music.
To the sunlight in the morning, to the clouds of cool sweet rain, to the woman who birthed me, through tears of laughter and of pain. teacher who inspires, and to the ones who make us think, and to the people with the courage to face their fears and never blink, to everyone who dares to dream, dream, dream. Oh, singing, I wanna thank you. Oh, singing, I wanna thank you. And to the child full of wonder, and to the poet from his grave, to grandmothers and their wisdom, to the hopeful and the brave, brave, brave.
To the brakeman on the railroad, to the farmer in his fields, to the waitress in the diner, struggling just to pay her bills, to all those who work for peace, peace, peace.
So singing, I wanna thank you. Oh, singing, I wanna thank you.
To the pilot on the river, to the boatman in the flood, to those who feed the hungry, and to all those who give their blood, blood, blood.
To the ones who marched in Selma, to the ones who braved the storms, to the father rocking gently with a baby in his arms, to all those who speak the truth, truth, truth. Oh, singing, I wanna thank you. Help me singing, I wanna thank you. To the painters of loud colors, to the singers of bold songs, to the dancers without tethers, to the ones who right the wrongs, wrongs, wrongs.
And to the doctors without borders, and to the nurses in the war, and to all I owe my health to, and to you I play these chords, and to you I pledge my heart, 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 heart. And we're singing, I
wanna thank you. Help me singing, I wanna thank you. Come and singing, I wanna thank you. Oh, singing, I wanna thank you. To all those I failed to mention, those in sickness and in strife, to the 6 billion yearning faces, to you I pledge my life. And we're singing, I wanna thank you. Help me singing, I wanna thank you. Everyone sing, I wanna thank you. Oh, singing, I wanna thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.